Hello guys, welcome back once again. This is the part 19 of our peer-to-peer file sharing system. This part we will actually continue from where we left on the part 18. So let's get it going. I mean, if you haven't gone through all the parts, I suggest you go through all the parts. So before we go on, this is what we will try to achieve on this video. As you can see, I've got 4 consoles applications up in. They represent each peer. So if you may recall from previous videos, so what we do is obviously we just enter, we just put anything inside. You press enter obviously to start the whole thing from running. So as they run, as you can see, they try to resolve each other. So as you can see, they mostly, once another peer is connected, they all try to, as you can see, they all referencing each other. So this, as we can see, we've got 4 connected devices, each referencing to actually 3 hosts. So what we do next is obviously we try to see if we're able to query the other peers for available files. So we just choose any one of them, and I hope it works. So we're just gonna type in anything. We'll just look around to see where we've got some files. So we just go ahead and look at here what files is available here. So as you can see, this one has got 5 files available. We've got as you can see, pcor here, so we're just gonna write pcor and we wait. So as you can see, we've got all the 3 peers, all the 3 peers had or have the file we're looking for. So all of them just forwarded the files to us. So if we go inside here, as you can see, we've got all the 3 files. It's a pcor, mecor, whatever that is. That's fine, but we actually received them from both, from all the peers, as you can see, including the peer ID. So if you can see from here, they're all coming from different peers. So it's looking nice, and we're coming together. So we will go ahead and get this part done, and then we switch on to our desktop application and move the whole thing there. So let's get it cracking in terms of coding. So let's go on. So we stop the whole thing. So this is what we'll be doing next time, obviously. So the first bit is to come into our file. We come to the logic side, right? The file share manager. So inside here, this is our file share manager. We would do some little bits and pieces here, right? So inside our file share manager, so as you can see here, we've already got a delegate current host info. So we add another one, and of course it's a public delegate, and it's a void. So we call this current client info. So we have a string, and this will be our PID, and then we've got an ifile share service callback, and this will be our callback. And of course we just break it fine, yeah. So notice that we've got this. It is very important that you bear that in mind. So we just go ahead and keep the whole thing cracking. So we come to the ping service, right? The ping host service. So here, this is what we do. We add another one, boolean, and this one will be called a scoreback. Okay, so here we're just gonna remove this bit here as it's not really important. This is what we do. If callback is not empty, and then this bit here, we're just gonna write in a different code. So just remove everything. So we say if is callback. So this is where we're going to do the whole thing. So else we put what we just copied here. So we put this one inside of the else statement, and then the if is callback, we do something else. So we say if callback dot is connected, so we can say bring back direct connection. Now we can even put some daytime inside .utc. So as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. So we have our info dot callback is equal to callback. Then we have our current host update that invoke. So we say info, and then we put in true. So we come to that by one second. So we go back here to the current okay, here this is what we do. We add a new boolean, and this one will be is callback, and we set that to a default value. So as you can see, so we come to the iFile share service. So we go to the definition. So we inside the interface. So here inside the ping host service, right, we add an optional parameter, and this will be of type boolean, and we call it is callback, and we set that to the default value of false. So that's, as you can see, that's all we need to do here. So we just go back to what we're working on. So there was an error with our field, that's gone now. So as you can see, they're all coming up pretty straightforward. The next bit, of course, is yeah. So here, what we do next, obviously, so inside the else statement here, we're just going to add one more thing. So info dot callback is equal to callback. So as you can see, this is very straightforward stuff. So the next bit, of course, is we go to the test bit here, and we open peer service host, right? And here we will make a couple of changes. So the peer service host. So now, file on current host update event handler. This is what we do. We're just going to add a boolean, and we're gonna call it callback. So this will actually do away with the error, and we will start coding in a bit. So inside here, we're just gonna move the clear, and we're just gonna copy the whole of this bit here. And this we say if callback. This is we will handle something inside here, but we'll do it later. So we're just gonna put what we just copied inside the else statement. So we just come back and solve things inside as well. So as you can see, this is what we're going to do if it's a callback request. We're just going to send just ping their services. So we're just gonna say variable URI is equal to net.tcp colon / info.uri info.port / file share. We have got another variable, we call this callback. So as you can see, we're just gonna make this its callback. So we can change this to a callback, so we can use this callback variable easily. So the next bit, of course, is a new instance context. So we pass in our new file share callback. Got another variable is binding, and we call this one the new TCP net TCP binding security mode .none. Another variable, we call this one channel. This is a new duplex channel factory, and this will be an iFile share service. So inside it, we pass in our callback and our binding. So we have another variable. This one will be our endpoint. This will be the new endpoint address. So we passed in our URI, and we've got our proxy. This will be our channel .create proxy, or create channel, sorry. And the create channel, we pass in our endpoint. So say if proxy is not null, you can say host infos, just to avoid conflict. So we say ID is equal to configure peer dot peer dot PID, and the port supports and then the URI is register peer dot peer URI. So that's what we've got here. So inside so proxy is still a proxy. So we say proxy dot ping host service. So we pass in our infos. So we don't add any we don't add the callback details as just a callback. So if we do add the callback details now, it would just be calling non-stop. So be careful of that as well. Sure. So the next bit, of course, is we're still inside a proxy. So the next bit, of course, will be our current host to add say info dot ID info and say console.writeline and we can just check current host dot count. We use the method and we say p dot value the callback is not null. So we can say host with direct connection. Then we do the same here and we say we're just gonna put our host dot count just like that, and we say host available. And the next bit, of course, is we can just print out the host dot distinct dot to list dot for each p. So we can say host info ID. This will be p dot key, and then we say the host p dot value dot URI. So as you can see, it's pretty simple stuff, and we can even add the ports. P dot value dot ports. So as you can see, it's pretty simple stuff. So the next bit, of course, is we're just gonna we move on to this method. We're just gonna collapse this method. So we move on to I think that should be ping service on peer endpoint information event handler, and this is what we would do. We just gonna remove this bit here, and we would say we're just gonna I'm just gonna copy this bit here, and we say CW new line, and we say if endpoint info dot callback is null, this is what we do. Else we just paste what we just copied. So as you can see, we're going pretty steady. So inside this one more one bit here on endpoint info. Okay, so just make sure we are on the same line. Okay, so inside this bit here, we would do what we just done earlier on. Is the same bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy and explain them later. I'm copy and paste here, right? So we're just gonna make another call to the service, to the incoming service. Yeah, just like the same thing we did earlier on. So after that, we just say if proxy is not null, and we will say, obviously we do the same thing like what we just done. So I'm just gonna paste something. So we're just gonna say variable infos is equal to new host info. So we just put in the values. That's all we would do, and then after that we just make a call. So proxy dot ping host service. So in this case, the info we're passing it through as well, just to tell that we actually it's a callback request. So that's what we do for here for now. So now we're just gonna run it to see where we've gotten so far. So I'll just stay tight. So we've got the first one started. Yeah, so as you can see, we've got this host. Yeah, it can make a connection directly to this host. So that's what we're actually looking at, direct connection now. We're trying to resolve all the direct connections. So as you can see, they're all connected now. But there's one more thing that we have to do just to stitch them all together. This is what we're gonna do next. So I'm gonna leave it here and then continue on from the next video. So if you haven't actually subscribed to the channel, please do make sure you subscribe to the channel for more upcoming videos. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.